Alright, so this is a bit different. Usually I post some gameplay or GTA racing or RP videos, but today I actually wanted to show you a project car my dad's been working on. And this is a 66 model Volvo Amazon. It's called like 122 in the States if you're not familiar with the Amazon name. But basically, we're kind of jumping in the middle of the project. He's had the car for probably 6 to 7 years. It's a Norwegian bought car originally. He bought it 6 years ago. He's been on and off working on this car for those last 6 years. He's been in and out of the hospital due to some accidents, purely his own fault, by the way. So he's been trying to pace himself. I know his goal is to get it done by 2027. It's been moving a lot lately, so good progress the last couple of years. So I'll just go over all the details that I know. Obviously, there are things that are still undecided, things he doesn't even know himself, just to catch us up to speed. All right, so engine. What's going to be in the engine? Well, the engine's not here right now, but it's going to be the Volvo block, the B230. It's not this one. The actual block is at someone who's really good at building engines. It's going to have a 16-valve head. It's a turbo, just a small turbo with the intercooler. And the gearbox is going to be from a BMW. I'm not actually sure about the model name of the gearbox, but it's a 6-speed manual. And that actually brings us right into this next part I want to talk about. So this whole part right here, as you can see, it's been cut and welded from the car. It's been cut and welded from a 5 Series BMW, which is also the same line of cars that carry the transmission that he's using. So just for sake of making sure the transmission will fit, literally just cut this part out from the BMW and welded it on into here. That way, there's going to be no issues fitting the gearbox. You also might be wondering what this part right here is, and he wants to fit a 3-inch straight pipe from the engine, and the only way he's going to be able to do that and get the car as low as he wants is that if he has to run the pipe slightly up into the passenger well right here. Otherwise, on the underside, I don't know how easy it is to see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but you'd have to compromise, right? But this way he can get the car as low as he wants and still be able to run it all the way back. 3-inch pipe. A lot of other work has been done, like miscellaneous shit like this. Brackets and fasteners for the seats. This is Recaro seats made for BMW way back, I think. They also have these side things can be adjusted and filled with air. They're pretty, you can see the controls here too. They're pretty advanced for how old they are. The dashboard is from a 240, Volvo 240. And the back seat's from an old C30. So everything is going to be covered in leather. Gonna have a leather worker do that. As far as shifting goes, the gear knob, he actually just recently bought this, I don't know, let me just open this. It's a bit hard to see, but there's more in here, but obviously this is like a set that you have to cut and weld to your build. Just like a nicer stick shift thing going on. And then we also recently bought a radiator. Also in here, we have a power steering from straight up just from an Opel. Simple as that. Just a power steering from an Opel. Most of the body work was actually done already. But but he had an accident not too long ago in the workshop where water leaked. So you can see, especially here, this whole area has to be sandblasted again because of all the rust right here. No axle here right now, but it'll be rear-wheel drive. He took a rear axle from a 940 and then cut it by 18 inches, which is probably more than you need, but it would allow for some thicker tires and some thicker black strips on the asphalt. He hasn't decided what to do for differential, and I think he's also just gonna have the middle axle from a 940 as well. So nothing too crazy there. And then at the back here, you can see the bumper, currently not chrome. All the chrome parts of the car are gonna be blacked out. So, you know, what you would typically call a night package on modern cars. It's gonna do the same vibe. Here's a 3-inch exhaust coming back out over here. And then you can also see the front bumper also going to be blacked out. I mean, you can see it here in the grill how it'll be, because usually this was chrome. This is from a modern V60, by the way. This is just straight up ripped. And this is the paint that the car will be in. It's an RAL 5018 is the name of the color. One of the more recent developments is this roof right here. This glass is from a Mini Cooper. Straight up just ripped from a Mini Cooper, cut a hole in the roof, welded on. This is just my judgment, but he's still a bit undecided on what to do with this because it ended up having to be laid pretty high, and obviously this transition would have to be worked with tin or, you know, shaved off somehow to make this nicer, but we'll see what can be done, and I'm sure in any follow-up videos we can see whatever he decides to do with that if he doesn't like it. Actually, slight update on that. After I got back home, he ended up sending me some pictures, and he worked the transition a lot more. It's a lot smoother now, and I think that once everything is in place on the car and the car gets painted, the little hump will stick out a lot less. So he's on the right path, I think. So we'll just have to wait and see. He has a few different selection of rims. This is just like classical 17-inch R rims. I mean, you can see this will be going in for sanding and stuff like that. But currently, I assume this will be more like the whatever rims, because we do. He also has a brand new set of OZ Racing rims. I actually don't know the model name, but you know, it's completely new. And I think he said he wants to black out the rim and then have the actual text on here in the same color as the car. So it'll be interesting to see how that looks. So I think that's more or less where we are now. Obviously, I've probably glossed over some parts or forgotten to mention something that he would have, but I think if there's any questions or anything you guys want to know, feel free to just pop it down as a comment, for example, and then maybe next video I can ask him on camera, because if there's anything he loves, it is talking about his own projects, so I'm sure he would love that. But yeah, I think until next time, hopefully we have some more updates then.